In this video, I'm going to be speculating what Chessington World of Adventures' next roller coaster might be. I'm aware that there is no real evidence to go on this. I have no idea if they're even thinking of installing a roller coaster anytime soon. But I really hope they do have one soon, as I haven't had a new roller coaster since like 11 years ago when they installed Dragon's Fury. You could count Scorpion Express, but that was only a rebrand from the Runaway Train, so I won't be counting that. I'll be saying what I think would be a good roller coaster to have in Chessington World Adventures, as well as discussing what other people have said will be good. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, well first of all I'm going to be explaining what I think would be a good installation for them, and I think a good roller coaster for them to get would be some sort of wooden roller coaster, because Merlin Parks really don't have a lot of wooden roller coasters. The only two examples I can give of Merlin Parks having wooden roller coasters is Colossus over at Hyde Park Resort and Coastersaurus, which is opened at Legoland, Florida. And my favourite type of wooden roller coaster for them to get, I think, would be a good family dueling wooden roller coaster, probably no more taller than 70 feet high. I know they're in a greenbelt area, so they can't really go taller than the trees. I know there are some restricted areas, much like Alton Towers, with local residents who do complain. So obviously they have to abide by those rules. And here's some ideas for some possible manufacturers for the dueling wooden coaster. Maybe GCI. They have done a few dueling wooden coasters about. For example, Durus Undi Drac over at Efteling. That is one example. That's a much taller one. That is over 100 feet tall. So a smaller version of that would be good. Another group which are quite recent. They don't do dueling wooden coasters, but they do wooden coasters. So maybe they could sort of expand a bit on the variety of coasters they do. And that is Gravity Group. They do, for example, the Cucholene, or however you pronounce it, over at Thorpe Park. So they're quite a new company, not keeping in the industry a bit if they did install one at a Merlin Park. So I think that would be very good. Another good manufacturer might be Gerstlauer, considering that Merlin have worked with them in recent years with the whole, obviously, Saw the Ride and Smiler at Alton Towers. So they might work with them. They have done one example of a wooden roller coaster. The only one they got is Mammut over at Trips Drill, but they haven't done a dueling one, so they could do Gerstlauer's first dueling wooden coaster. I think that'd be a very good one to have. Now just read what Gerstlauer say their wooden coasters are like. So it says that they offer the traditional experience cherished by roller coaster fans worldwide. With the help of modern manufacturing methods, the wood coaster guarantees highest precision, reliability, and low maintenance costs. And it says, of course, the wooden coaster comes with all the features of other Gerstlauer amusement rise attractions. And it says, modern train design, high ride comfort, durable magnetic brakes, efficient drive systems, and a fail-safe control system. So obviously with that whole reliability, low maintenance costs and everything, high ride comfort, obviously that be endurable, good ride for people to go on, as well as low maintenance costs, obviously not too expensive to keep up and running. Okay, now I'll be considering maybe some of the possible locations of where I'd like the ride to go. The first original one I thought was behind Wild Asia. If you see here, if you see it on there, that's the area it would be. It's not a massive area, but I'm thinking they could possibly do some sort of compact one. Maybe dig holes like something like Nemesis does, and sort of go obviously in ditches and that, and work with that and make it seem larger than it actually is. That would be quite a good thing to do. And again, the whole dueling aspect I think would still work with that. But I am aware that they are going to get in this area next year, the Explorer glamping area. I don't know if it's a permanent sleeping facility, but maybe I was thinking what they could possibly do this if they wanted was it probably wouldn't be dueling. It would be far too much area to take up around this area, but maybe a wooden roller coaster going around the Explorer glamping area and give maybe a theme to the Explorer glamping theme to it. So some sort of adventure going on there. I think that'd be pretty good. Another location I was considering was by Dragon Falls. If you see here, the wooded area they got. Now, I'm not aware of how much area they do own of this, but I'm pretty sure they own some of it, so I'm pretty sure they could do some sort of coaster going in and out of the trees. It would be quite nicely weaving out of the trees. Again, not above the height restriction, but it'd be quite nice. It might not have to be dueling, that might be too big an area to put in here, but just a single wooden coaster would quite nice and look nice between the trees. Quite picturesque. They could theme it to the Mystic East area or give it a new theming altogether, a new land area. That'd be quite nice to see. Something else I was suggesting was maybe just expanding the area that Chessington own. I'm not sure they have permission to do this. I know they expanded it by 22 acres when they installed a safari ride into Africa. If you see over there, they extended it out a bit. I'm not sure if they have permission this time round. If they do, then I've seen a possible location where they might have it. If you see over there, just behind where the glamping area is going to go. It's quite a nice big area to put some roller coaster in. Again, I don't know if that's owned by Field, not owned by them. If someone owns that field, then obviously they won't get permission, and that's just a no-go. But this is just a suggestion. What I was considering was maybe just getting rid of some rides. I would hate to see any of the Chessington rides go, but I would love to see a coaster, especially a wooden dueling coaster, or even just a wooden coaster would be fantastic. So possibly just getting rid of some rides around some areas. Something I was considering, again, this probably isn't the biggest of areas. I don't think a wooden coaster would work well in here. Maybe something else would work well in this area. Something more compact, I'm thinking. Or maybe just something of a smaller scale. Maybe something like a Tacoma family boomerang, like Benton Ultimate Mission over at Drayton Manor. Possibly something like that would go in the Toadie's Cars area if they were to get rid of the Toadie's Cars ride. And something I was considering for their family dueling wooden coaster would be Tigers vs Lions. Again, that keeps to the whole keeping to the wild adventure thing. That is something they have expanded over the years. I know they had this originally to begin with, and then it didn't really do much. And then obviously with the expansion of their hotels, the Azteca Safari Hotel, they kept with the whole sort of animal adventure theme. Obviously Safari, Big and Storm, the Amazoo Treetop Adventure, extending the zoo out a lot more. There's a lot more sort of the animal, the adventure theme to it. So keeping with that, maybe a tiger versus lion, something like that would be pretty good as a theme. You're bored over the tiger or the lion and you're racing. I think that'd be very good for something very good family, something sort of children can enjoy if they're sort of by a height restriction. Maybe the height restriction should be 1.1, 1.2, that kind of height restriction I'm considering. And something else I was considering, which is quite different. I know they sort of, in recent years, have themed certain areas to parts of the world. For example, the Madagascar, Africa area. Beano Town was replaced by Wild Asia. The Amazoo, which is the South America, the Treetop Adventure I was talking about. The Safari, again, is obviously part of Africa. And the Mystic East as well, obviously, not forgetting that. So something I was suggesting was Australia an Australian theme to it. The Australian outback area. Maybe they could theme it, I don't know, to kangaroos, koalas, something, Tasmanian devils or something like that. Give it the coaster some sort of theme to that, and a new sort of Australian themed area would be quite good. Again, they could probably put some Australian animals in it, possibly even some koalas or something like that, some kangaroos, maybe some wallaby walk through in that area would be quite nice, and a new area for them to have. Okay, now I'm going to be saying what other people have said about what they would like sort of Chessington's next roller coaster to be. And again, I would like to say thank you for everyone who left a comment. It's been most appreciated. So I'll just start off with the topic. Dominic Davis says maybe a compact GCI would work well there, like Apocalypse at Six Flags Magic Mountain. If you see that, that's the one Apocalypse at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Yeah, I think something like that would be pretty good. Like I mentioned, a GCI, a dueling wooden coaster. Yeah, so something like that would be pretty good. Obviously, a smaller scale Apocalypse. That's obviously a big one over at Six Flags Magic Mountain, so a smaller scale of that. And yeah, GCI are quite well with their compact coasters. If you see here, the Thunderbird over at Power Park in Finland, if you see there, that's quite a compact coaster. Dominic Davis also said maybe even something like Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens Tampa would work quite nice. A thrilling family coaster, possibly something like that. Yes, that is a sort of an Intamin launch coaster. I mean, I've never been on it, but it does go up to speeds of 60 miles an hour, and I think that might be quite fast for a family coaster, I would say. Maybe 50 miles an hour, maybe a bit more than that. It depends how fast the launch goes, really. Like obviously, Stealth 80 miles an hour, that's a fast one. It also reaches that in under 2 seconds, so that's quite quick on the acceleration. So it could reach 60 miles an hour. You know, if it reached 60 miles an hour in 4 or 5 seconds, not so quick on the acceleration, that might be okay. But I'd probably say between the 40 to 50 mile an hour range, I think would work better. And Sam Newman said that they don't really have room for one. Maybe they just get rid of some rides. And he did later on go to say, unless it's suspended like Vampire and go over existing structures, I can't see them taking much out to replace with a coaster. Yeah, I partly agree. I mean, obviously, don't want to get rid of too much going on there. But I think there is still some possible locations for it, and we do need some sort of roller coaster going in somewhere. They will need to get a roller coaster eventually. I'm pretty sure they will, but I'm not sure if they get one anytime soon. But thank you for responding. Okay, Matthew Paul said, I was thinking Chessington could have a 100-foot mini B&M hyper. That'd be pretty good. That'd be a first for B&M, doing a mini version of a hyper coaster for them. I know that Intamin do their smaller version of their hypercoasters called they call theirs a mega coaster, and they're smaller versions of that. There's a few of these around. For example, one of them is Expedition G-Force over at Holiday Park in Germany, and that is a mega light coaster. So obviously B&M going into the smaller version of the hyper would be quite good there. 100 feet, again, I was saying with the Greenbelt area, can't go taller than the trees, much like Haunted Towers. They wouldn't be able to get something 100 feet tall, but they could have a 100-foot drop. Again, if they work with ditches, maybe 70 feet high, 30 feet underground. Could even do something like Oblivion with that kind of maybe underground something. And actually, Darren Morton actually said the first underground coaster, he said. Yeah, obviously that'd be quite expensive digging it in the ground. I'm pretty sure they could possibly do something like that. Maybe if it's underground, they might have to do something more compact, a lot more smaller. Might only be partly underground. I don't know. And maybe something else I was considering. It would be underground, but maybe it's something where you can walk over the top of it and see, sort of get a proper bird's eye view of it. So there's like glass over the top, and you get a nice glass view of it beneath. Something like that, I think. That'd be a first of kind. I don't know of any roller coaster in the world that does that. We get a proper bird's eye view of the glass looking down onto a roller coaster right beneath you. So something like that would be very good. Thank you for responding. And Matthew Paul later on said that maybe Chessington should get maybe some sort of Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. Yeah, like I said, obviously working with Gerstlauer would be good. I'm not sure if they would work with any Infinity Coaster. Obviously, with the recent sort of the Smiler incident, they might give that a miss. For some years anyway. They might get us in the future, for I know, many years in the future. But if they were to get a roller coaster anytime soon, I possibly wouldn't see an Infinity Coaster. Also, they are quite intense, these Infinity Coasters. They might do a smaller version. I would prefer to see something like Family, extend the family range out a bit more, would be very good. Okay, and Josh White said maybe they should get a Family Mac launch like Manta at SeaWorld San Diego. I think that'd be a very good one to install. Maybe something like that they could work with, like I said, sort of working with the trees by Dragon Falls out. I think that'll look quite picturesque and quite nice, weaving in out of trees and spotting it here and there and everywhere in the trees. That'd be quite nice to work with the trees there. Josh White also suggested maybe a Triotech Dark Ride, and he said not really a coaster, but it does have some track and drops. I would consider this a coaster, and I would think this would be a very good addition. By the way, I would consider this a coaster. Canada Wonderland have got a version called the Wonder Mountain Guardians, and they consider that a coaster. It's a kind of combination of a dark ride interactive experience, with like the shooting going on, as well as a roller coaster. So I would consider it a coaster. I think that would be a very good addition. I think that'd be a very good addition to replace Toon Blast if they were to do it in the future. I can't see them replacing Toon Blast anytime soon. But I think they will in the future. Maybe give it an upgrade with this, working with Triotech. So yeah, I think that'd be very good to replace Toon Blaster, and it would actually possibly become, if they make it completely indoors, it'd be Chessington's first indoor coaster. Again, extending their type of coasters. For example, if it's raining at the park and you want to go on a coaster, go on this Triotech Dark Ride. So I think they're a very good installation there. So thank you for that. Okay, thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Also, a special thank you to people who left comments of the ideas they would like for Chessington's next roller coaster. Little instruction of what's to come up later this month on my channel. I'm going to be doing a video soon of everything you need to know about Shanghai Disneyland. Obviously, all the rides and the attractions going in, the resort complexes, everything you need to know about that, as well as the history behind the park in the making. Everything you need to know about that. So that'll be coming up soon. Another thing coming up, thank you to Matthew Paul who suggested this. I'll be doing something like what I've done with the Chessington next coaster, but I'll be doing one for Alton Towers and one for Thorpe Park, what their next coasters will be. So again, leave suggestions for those ones, and I'll give my review of what I would like to have as well. Another one coming up soon is my on location video where I'll be at Thorpe Park for the summer nights. So be sure to check that out. I'll be there the 29th of August, and that will hopefully be online just before the end of the month, so be sure to check that out. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.